And they fire past for a fourth. Yep, welcome to the Premier League indeed. We were victorious in our first ever Premier League game. A 1-0 win against Everton got us off to the best possible start. I think it's going to be much tougher going in episode 98 of the Redmont Rangers Road to Glory career mode here on EAFC 24 because we are hosting Manchester United at home. I have decided to play the Manchester United game over Sheffield United, which was the other possibility. Sheffield United is away from home, so although they have Daniel Jebbison, it's not as if Daniel Jebbison would be visiting Redmont Arena and playing in front of his old fans. We do also have, if we take a look right at the end of the season, another fixture against Sheffield United at home, which is going to be our second to last game, our penultimate game in the Premier League. And I think we could well be in a relegation battle with Sheffield United at that point of the season. So I think it's going to be best to save the Sheffield United fixture for the return leg at Redmont Arena. So straight onto the Manchester United game. They only drew their first game, so they are just on a single point. We are above Manchester United in the league. This is their starting 11, and you can see why. Maybe they didn't get off to the best possible start. They've still got Garnacho and Højlund. They've still got Van der Beek, who we put on our transfer shortlist. I'm surprised to see him here as a starter. A couple of other players I don't recognise, and even a youth academy product in right back today. They're going to play via the wings. No key players, either on attack or defence. And our starting 11 is going to be, I believe, the same as the one that we began the season with against Everton, with one exception, Kieran Trippier. I think potentially set pieces are going to play a big role today. So Kieran Trippier is going to start ahead of Josh Key for that reason. Hoping that we can get some free kicks in some good areas, a handful of corners, and Kieran Trippier is going to be manning all of those. So, chance to make a difference early on. I'd like to see this man as well make a difference. Ismaila Sarr. He looked fairly sharp in his first game for Redmont Rangers, but didn't influence the game massively. Couldn't really get it done in the final third. So we'll see if he can change that today at Redmont Arena versus Manchester United. Poor start to the game from Berk Rieser, who allows Manchester United in behind early. I think we're going to really have to be on our game today if we're going to come away with a result. I know Manchester United haven't had the best start to the season. However, they are still a significantly better team than us. And I do expect this to be a tough test. So, no silly business like we've almost had already. Good, sensible football. We're going to have to defend well. It looks absolutely nothing like Højlund. And a free kick early on. Obviously not in a dangerous position. Trippier will take it though. And we'll spread the ball wide to Ismaila Sarr early. He does take it down. We want him cutting in from the left-hand side. I do want to make some changes to the player instructions for that reason. I haven't made them just yet, but I have been considering certain player instruction changes. I think I will set Ismaila Sarr to cut inside. And I think I will set him to get in the box for the cross. I think it's going to be the opposite for Alex Petit on the other side. I think we're going to set him to stay wide. And I think we might set him to just stay on the edge of the box for crosses. As Manchester United get in down the right-hand side with Diallo. We are still with continuing with our 5 at the back formation. So the penalty area is congested. And it will be in those kinds of situations. That's such a bad ball, Jesse Cartwright. That's so bad. We've absolutely gifted Manchester United a lead. What was Jesse Cartwright thinking? trying to spread the ball all the way across to Kieran Trippier at right back. Doesn't get anywhere near enough on it. And just ends up dinking it into the path of Garnacho, who smashes it past the helpless Alexander Bobek. Really, really bad start to the game for the young captain. Just 19 years old, I believe. Possibly 20 by this point. And obviously playing at the highest possible level domestically now. So it's a lot to take on for such a young player, but it doesn't matter who you are or how old you are. You simply cannot make passes like that across your own penalty area. Another foul. So another free kick. Alex Petit on the right hand side. Can't decide what to do with it. Gives it away. Not a good start to the game for Redmont Rangers. As Manchester United continue to attack. Jesse Cartwright trying to make up for his previous error. And Alex Petit again can come away with it. Ismaila Sarr's in a bit of space on the left-hand side. Does have the runner Barley Mumba outside him. And Alex Lowry is in a good position in the penalty area. Headed clear by the Manchester United defender, though. And Caleb Taylor picks it up in an advanced position. Manchester United quick to recover possession, though. Caceres Jr. also making his debut, sorry. Also continuing in that centre midfield position. Obviously played against Everton in the previous game. And he looked probably put in a fairly similar performance to Ismaila Sarr, to be fair. He was fine, but not spectacular. I think he'll continue to grow, though, and develop. As Manchester United again are in and around the penalty area, and they absolutely bury it again. I think this is going to be a welcome to the Premier League kind of game for us. Donny van der Beek, we've had our eye on him this transfer window. I was hoping to get him on loan. I didn't think he would be a key piece of the Manchester United setup. But it seems their real-life downfall has continued, and they are still relying on players like Donny van der Beek to contribute for them. And he contributes for them there. Doubles their lead. It's 2-0 Manchester United. I knew this would be a tough test. This was another reason I did want to take on this match rather than Sheffield United. I thought it'd be a good barometer of... Oh, that's bad challenge. Really bad. And Burke Reisa could be hurt. Caleb Taylor just puts it out of play. Will allow the referee to book Højlund. And we'll see what the situation is with Burke Reisa. Perhaps we won't. We don't get an update just yet. And Alex Petit can't hold on. This is not going well. So yeah, I thought this would be a good barometer of how far we've come. And I suppose it is a good barometer. I mean, it's given us an indication of how far we've come. But it is unfortunately telling us we haven't come anywhere near far enough yet. Good block from Jesse Cartwright. So we've got a long way to go, obviously, if we're going to compete with the absolute top dogs in England. I do think we deserve our place in the Premier League, though. And Alex Petit is offside. We really can't get anything going here. I don't think Josh Sargent's touched the ball yet. Alex Petit nicks the ball away there. Alex Lowry can't bring it under control. Alex Petit again, active, harrying, pressing the Manchester United ball carriers. And they've got one on either side there for, I think it was Højlund who had the ball at his feet originally. And it's 3-0, buried, top corner, great finish. And we just can't handle the Manchester United attack. Højlund with a goal now. And we're 20 minutes in, we're 3-0 down. I thought potentially we might be alright defensively this season. And to be fair, I think against teams who are more on our level, I think we will be okay. I do still have faith in that back three. Caleb Taylor Jesse Cartwright, Burke Reeser. I do think they're good players. And I think against the likes of Everton, if we were to play Sheffield United, I think we are going to be okay. But against Manchester United, it's just too much. I did have a quick look at Manchester United's squad in the transfer hub before the game, and I did see Højlund is an 88 overall. So he's really developed and progressed. Good challenge from Burke Reeser. He has picked up a knock from that yellow card challenge earlier on. Well won from Ismail Assar, and Bali Mumba finds him down this left-hand side. At this point, we are kind of playing for pride and a bit of consolation. But it would be nice to see our new signings making an impact. And Ismail Assar strikes and hits that post. What an effort. That's exactly what we need to see from Ismail Assar. Linked up really well with Bali Mumba on that left-hand side. Managed to cut inside as well, which is what we do want him to do. And got a shot away that looked like potentially it had beaten the Manchester United goalkeeper, but didn't beat the post. Josh Sargent tries to find Ismail Assar again. Oh, and the Manchester United defender made a hash of it for a moment there. I think we need to rearrange things slightly at the moment, because we have Josh Sargent dropping into right midfield, which is where Alex Petit needs to be. Whilst we are here, what I think I will do is bring Burke Reeser off for, I want to say Arthur Armstrong is his name. I believe he is left-footed, so can be a like-for-like change on the left-hand side of that defensive three. Intercepted by Caceres Jr. Finds Alex Lowry. Josh Sargent with a run through the middle. That's blocked by a hand, surely. That looked a good ball from Alex Lowry up to Josh Sargent for a moment. Alex Petit needs to drop out onto that right-hand side. I'm not sure why he's pressing as if he's still the striker. I pulled Josh Sargent across there intentionally just to allow Alex Petit to switch positions with him, but Petit continued to press instead. Intercepted by Burke Reeser. Ismail Assar could be away. Bali Mumba's up ahead of him. Got a 2-on-1 here. Bali Mumba in behind. Ismail Assar finds him well. Crowded out by Manchester United players though, so it is Ismail Assar again. Bad challenge. The referee doesn't blow. I thought we had the advantage there, and I thought it was going to come back when we lost possession, but apparently not. We could do with putting the ball out of play to allow Burke Reeser to come off. So, might be what we do next time we get the ball. We did that last time when Burke Reeser was initially hurt though, and of course we didn't get the... and he's offside. So, play will stop here. We'll bring Burke Reeser off. And Arthur Armstrong will make his debut for Redmont Rangers. Quite an exciting young prospect. Got a couple of play styles. He looks solid defensively. Not good enough to start for us at the moment, but... oh, and that's really poor again. He's had a terrible start, Arthur Armstrong. We cannot play out from the back. That is something that we apparently have not quite learnt yet, but we need to learn. And our way into this game through set pieces has not come off at all. We haven't had a single corner. We've had some free kicks, but they've all been deep in our own territory. Alex Petit is away on the right-hand side here. Cuts inside, finds Josh Sargent. The pass is a little behind him. Good break from Alex Petit, though. He's been a bright spot in this first half. There hasn't been many bright spots in the first 45, but Alex Petit, I would say, has certainly been one of them. He's looked bright. He's looked dangerous. Finds Alex Lowry this time. Josh Sargent had made a good run. Couldn't find him, though. It was an ambitious pass. And the gap that I thought we could squeeze it through closed up a bit more quickly than I was anticipating. So we do just end up giving possession back to Manchester United. Donny van der Beek comes forward, releases Hoyland. Bali Mumba's there though, as he always is. Caceres finds Mumba again. Ismail Assar with a run in behind. Bali Mumba's playing it down the line, but Ismail Assar wanted it inside instead. Bit of a miscommunication between our two players on the left-hand side there. We have just dropped into our defensive game plan, so we haven't got as many players in forward positions. We have been more robust defensively, but I think Manchester United, being 3-0 up, have just taken their foot off the gas a little bit as well. And as we approach half-time, as the half-time whistle goes, I think we're obviously going to struggle to get anything out of this game in the second half. And I think we just need to play for pride a little bit. Put in a good performance in the second half at the very least. 62% possession for Manchester United. Just one shot for us. It's not been good at all. I think what I'm going to do is go back to our regular game plan. And I am going to try Ismail Assar cutting inside. And Alex Petit, I think we'll set him on getting to the box for the cross. But on stay wide. And what I also want to do is Bali Mumba overlapping, but with Kieran Trippier on balanced and inverted. So Petit is going to stay wide on the right, and Trippier is hopefully going to come up and take up a position on, you know, roughly just inside the halfway line where he can kind of whip in deep balls from. And then Ismail Assar is going to cut inside, and Bali Mumba is going to make runs outside of him. So we'll see how that works in this second half. A chance to experiment a little bit. The game is gone, so we don't really have anything left to play for exactly. But pride and you know, a little bit of confidence and momentum. If we can at least kind of hang with Manchester United in the second half, we can at least feel a bit better about ourselves going into the next episode. Good pressure high up the pitch is something I do like to see immediately. Manchester United pick us apart though. Good defending from Caleb Taylor, and the referee I think has given a free kick. That's outrageous. That's shoulder to shoulder. He was never getting to the ball. He'd taken a poor touch. Was never going to get there. Caleb Taylor just eased him off it. And the referee gives a free kick. Josh Sargent comes away on this left-hand side. The quick break was on for a moment, but we didn't get players up in support quickly enough. Josh Sargent tries to find Alex Petit. Didn't quite get enough on it there, though. And Alex Petit's actually hurt himself, challenging for that header. So could be another injury here to deal with. Not sure how serious Burke Reese's injury is. Hoping not too serious, obviously. Oh, little reverse pass from Bali Mumba doesn't come off. He lunges in as well. And fails to get there. So it could be a yellow card for Bali Mumba. He's giving the ball straight to Manchester United again. Bad couple of minutes here. Good block from Caleb Taylor. Alex Lowry knocks it into the path of Alex Petit. And Ismail Assar needs to make a run on this left-hand side. He does. It was too delayed, though. Needed to make it immediately. I was trying to trigger the run, but... Oh, that's another lunging challenge from Bali Mumba, but the Manchester United player just rode it out and played it in for Diallo on this right-hand side. And Hoyland's in the box. Good save from Alexander Bobek. The referee does come back and give Bali Mumba that yellow card. Ismail Assar protesting, but I'm not sure he's really got an argument. It's a bad challenge. It's late. Alex Petit does look hurt. Might make a couple of changes next time the ball goes out of play. Good save again from Alexander Bobek. He's furious. We haven't given him a lot of help today, really. He's saved the opportunities that we would expect him to save, I would say. The ones that it's reasonable to anticipate him saving. All of the goals, really, I don't think he's had a lot of chance with. They've all been very, very good finishers. Caceres Jr. comes away with it on the left-hand side. Josh Sargent making a run up ahead of him, but again, it's just not support quickly enough. And the quick counter dies away almost instantly. Nicely worked to Kieran Trippier, though. Switches the play back over to Arthur Armstrong. Knocks it back into Ismaila Sarr now. Bali Mumba with a good run. He could well be offside. If not, there's going to be an issue for Manchester United. He is offside, though. That was well worked. Donny van der Beek, a goal scorer. The first goal scorer comes off, and Diogo Jota is coming on to make, I believe, his debut for Manchester United. I believe he's only just joined the club. Let's bring off Petit. And let's put Dane Scarlett on up front as well. Let's give him a run out and see what he can do. There's been pretty much nothing for Josh Sargent to feed off today. So it can't hurt to see what Dane Scarlett can do. Give him half an hour or so to try and make an impact on the game. A bit more pace up front as well. So potentially balls in behind might be on a little bit more in this second half. And we can give Dane Scarlett a pass or two to chase. Nice pass down that left-hand side from Manchester United. Caleb Taylor does well initially, but he's skinned by Garnacho in the end. Jesse Cartwright holds up the Manchester United attack, and Caleb Taylor gets back in position to block. Bali Mumba does well to win the header. I thought we were in trouble there for a moment. And Ismaila Sarr comes away with it. He's surrounded by 3 Manchester United players. Just has to switch the play to Kieran Trippier. Brendan Clark's made a good run in behind. He's never offside. He's never offside there. Oh, I thought he timed his run perfectly. His knee is offside. I mean, maybe the front half of his body is offside, but again, that's level. When level existed, that would be the very definition of level. The attacker gets the benefit of the doubt there. So disappointed, so frustrated that we've done away with that concept in football. I think so many goals have been chalked off for offside that previously would have been level. Alex Lowry unable to make an impact on the game, unable to make an impact defensively there. Jesse Cartwright in good position. Not sure what that is, potentially offside against Manchester United this time. Reece Bennett comes off, Lisandro Martinez replaces him. Not sure what I'm going to do with our last couple of changes. Bad challenge. Could be a yellow as well. It is for Garnacho. It's Højlund this time arguing, but like Ismaila Sarr earlier, doesn't really have a leg to stand on because our defender didn't have a leg to stand on there. Well worked across from Arthur Armstrong. Those chip balls in behind is all we've had today, really. We've been unable to really build anything through midfield today. Our midfield has pretty much been non-existent. And I mean, that is the play style of kick and rush. But we do want those centre midfielders to have some impact on the game. Blocked by the Manchester United player as Alex Lowry tries to spread it out wide, and we have not been able to get anything going. Absolutely anything. We've barely had a sniff at goal, and I thought that was a good challenge. Referee just gives him a talking to. I thought that was fine. I thought he got the ball there. Caceres Jr. almost non-existent today. Same for Alex Lowry. Probably bring Matthew Garbutt on with one of our next changes. Not sure who the other change will be. Dane Scarlett unable to make an impact on the game since he's come on either. mean, I feel like that could be said for every player on the team, really. Controller disconnected again, but we are back. I think there must be something wrong with my charging cable, because I've had that in a couple of episodes recently. And I actually deliberately set up the controllers to charge before I recorded here, because I didn't want it to happen again. But it must be an issue with the charging cable, because it just keeps disconnecting. So we'll play plugged in for a little while. It's not a massive deal. 15 minutes to go then. And we're just seeing the game out at this point. We've barely had the ball long enough to really see what impact those player instructions have had. So we can't even really take that away from the game. What an interception that is. I thought potentially we could at least learn a little bit about the player instructions in this second half, and that would at least be a takeaway. But it seems not. Right, let's try and launch at least one good attack. It's taken 77 minutes for us to decide to do that. Manchester United just are not allowing us out of our own final third. Do you work the ball wide to Barley Mumba? Ismaila Sarr is corralled by two Manchester United defenders, so we just have to turn back to Jesse Cartwright. Fullbacks are too high up the pitch. Brendan Clark. He's not offside! He is not offside! Oh, my days. It's his shoulder this time. Oh, I hate offside. Right, Josh Key's going to come on for Kieran Trippier. And I don't know. Does it matter? We'll bring Matthew Garbutt on for Alex Lowry. We'd actually done what I had intended there and actually worked a decent opportunity through the Manchester United counter-attack. Dane Scarlett intercepts it, bounces straight back to Manchester United. Something else that tends to happen against these better teams. They just get every single lucky bounce. Nothing ever bounces into the feet of your player. Always bounces straight to them. Barley Mumba out of position. Rasmus Højlund pokes it towards goal. Alexander Bobek pokes it straight back. Dane Scarlett again immediately confronted by Manchester United defenders, but Josh Key in space on the right hand side. Brendan Clark is there in support, as is Ismaila Sarr. The ball was bouncing to him on the half volley, but it just didn't fall to him. Matthew Garbutt was in a good area there as well. That was our best attack of the game. It was one of our only attacks of the game, to be fair, but of the limited number that we've had, that was probably the best. The ball was bouncing up so nicely for Ismaila Sarr. He was about to absolutely leather it with his right foot. And it just couldn't come down quick enough for him. Oh, nice feet from Ismaila Sarr. Both of our attackers, Barley Mumba and Dane Scarlett, run directly to where Ismaila Sarr was dribbling the ball to. Ismaila Sarr trying to carve out a bit of space for himself. Both of our attackers converged on the exact spot that he wanted to be in. Absolutely useless. Like an actual hindrance. It's not just that they weren't helping in that situation, they were actually hindering Ismaila Sarr. Get out of the way. Make a run. Occupy a defender. Do something. Don't just stand where I want to dribble. Two of you as well. Not just one, two. Josh Key can't intercept. Caleb Taylor can. Oh, just trying to release the ball to Josh Key. Caceres actually was the more likely to get on the end of that. And again, this is what happens. You put in a challenge and it just bounces straight back to them. Always happens against the top clubs. And they fire past for a fourth. Yep, welcome to the Premier League indeed. I mean, this is going to be the case against the harder teams. Put in a tackle, they continue dribbling anyway. They try and pass. You get in the way. It bounces straight back to them and they carry on anyway. We've narrowed the angle so much there with Armstrong. Bobek should be doing better. Hans Newman doesn't like what he sees. 4-0 Manchester United. That was a frustrating one. The others I'm not too fussed by, but... Josh Key, come on, man. We tackled the ball carrier like twice there, and it just bounced straight back to him, and he just carried on. Like the tackle didn't even happen. That's the only one that's frustrated me. So... Redmont Rangers fans not happy, but I mean, I think they're going to be seeing that a lot this season at Redmont Arena. We've been one of the better sides in each of the leagues that we've been in the last few seasons, but certainly not the case here in the Premier League. I don't think we were the best side in the Championship last year. Do I even want to look at the match facts? Let's have a quick glance. We actually had more possession in the second half. We didn't manage a shot, though. We had some possession in the second half, but we had one shot at half-time. We finished with one. Really, really poor. I don't think we were the best team. Bournemouth win 1-0 over Newcastle. Wow, big result for them. I think Bournemouth were better than us last year. I think Sheffield United were better than us. I think they were 4 weeks for Burke Reeser is out, so Armstrong's going to have to play a role immediately. Unless we bring in somebody... on loan, because we do have transfer deadline day to go through. I think Bournemouth and Sheffield both deserve to finish higher than us last season. I think they were better sides than us. He sprained his knee. Don't lose your edge, Burke Reeser. But I think beyond Bournemouth and Sheffield, I think we were probably the best team. I think we deserved to finish third. I think West Brom were up there as well. But we did hold West Brom to a 0-0 draw at Redmont Arena. We did obviously beat them in the playoff final. So I think you could argue that we have the edge over West Brom for sure. Do we have... Right, if I go to scout instructions, I don't really need many of these or any of these anymore. I certainly don't need this one. So if I go centre-back, first team quality... Do we have any previously scouted players that are going to be there already that we can take a look at to bring in on loan? We do have some. I kind of need them to be fully scouted already, though. And none of these guys are. So we would pretty much just be guessing. We do have 2 additional centre-backs in the side for this exact eventuality. So we do have, obviously, Armstrong, who is left-footed and can come in and just replace... Burke Reeser like for like. Didn't look good against Manchester United though, but to be fair, nobody did. Nobody looked good in that last game. So potentially we just stick with Armstrong and O'Hara. I mean, that's what the reserves are there for. I don't think we need to bring anyone in. Especially when Burke Reeser's only out for 4 weeks. It's not like he's out for a couple of months and we might need to cover that position until January. Mason Greenwood goes to Brighton. Kulusevski goes to Real Betis in the latest deals. Van der Ven left Tottenham already and goes to Hoffenheim. Carvalho to Dortmund is another interesting one. Kone to Torino from Brighton. So they're replacing Kone with Mason Greenwood. Barley-Mumba to Fulham is a rumour, and we do get an offer there. Sasha Lukic, and a little under 2 million. A 31-year-old centre midfielder is not something I'm interested in, especially when it would mean parting with Barley-Mumba, which I don't see that we have any real reason to do. Quinton Timber is rumoured to a couple of Premier League clubs there, one of them newly promoted Bournemouth. Are Fulham in the Premier League? They are, and they're actually third. It's going to be tough to remember who is in the Premier League at this stage. But actually, I mean, it's not too dissimilar from who is in the Premier League in real life at the moment, even though we are 5 seasons deep. Leeds are back up. I think that's the only difference, really. Leeds are back up. Yeah, there's very few differences between the Premier League and real life right now and the save we've got going here 5 seasons deep, which is fairly interesting. Jakub Kivior leaves Arsenal. Curtis Jones from Burnley to Real Sociedad. Just 2 hours left. We've only had 1 offer so far. Luis Sinistera to West Ham. And I think transfer deadline day is going to pass with no offers. I expected something for Alex Petit. I expected potentially something for Jesse Cartwright as well. And we actually get an offer for Caleb Taylor now that deadline day is over. He actually has a release clause of 23.4 million. Atletico Madrid are the club. I don't think we have to accept that now. But I think we do have to keep an eye on Caleb Taylor. He's another player who big clubs could potentially be interested in. And we might have to, you know, think about the realism of holding on to him versus letting him go if somebody comes in for him in January. So, couple of games to quick sim now then. We have the game against Sheffield United that we declined to play in this episode. Be interesting to see if Daniel Jefferson is still in the squad and is in the first team. Warren O'Hara wants to play. I've already thought about that and I've chosen not to play you. So, Jamie Shackleton wants to play. I have already put him in. Do we rotate the squad any more than that? I think actually let's bring Josh Sargent out and we'll start Dane Scarlett for this game. We'll put Samson Tavide on the bench. So let's have a look at Sheffield United's team. They've got 4 points so far this season, so a win and a draw in their 2 games. Daniel Jefferson does start up front, and beyond that, it's not massively dissimilar from the team that we saw last season. So we'll see which team can come out victorious here, and we actually beat Sheffield United 2-1 away from home. That is huge. A big win in quick sim. Daniel Jefferson gets the opener, so scoring against his old club, which were his new club after he left his current club. So Daniel Jefferson being back and forth between these 2 sides, scores for one against the other, but Dane Scarlett gets 2 goals, one either side of half time, to get the 2-1 victory for Redmont Rangers. That's huge. That is a really big result. Bournemouth do well as well. Continue their good start with a draw against Brighton.
Hi, just a couple of questions for you.
So, really good starts for all 3 newly promoted teams. Dane Scarlett, just a rotation player at the moment, but I think if he can continue to score goals like that, he might be in with a shout of being a more regular first team player. Outstanding performance, Dane Scarlett. So we actually sit in 10th position with 2 wins and a loss so far. Got a couple of scout reports to look at as well. We haven't found anyone to add to... Actually, I think we added 1 player in the last episode to the Youth Academy, but they didn't look particularly impressive. We have either signed or released all of the players from the Youth Academy, so we're starting fresh again this year. So we just do have that 1 player in there at the moment, so we are looking to fill that out a little bit, and we could be filling it out here with Jake Walters. Potentially up to a 72 overall right now, with 80 to 94 potential. He's 1.6 million in terms of his value, so that's got to put him, I would say, in the 60s. Low 60s, I would guess. And it looks like he's a right back, right midfielder of some sort. Billy Williams doesn't look awful. He might be worth adding. Can always release him if we need to. I think it might be worth having a look at the couple of guys that we've added so far this season. So 3 players in the Youth Academy, and Jake Walters is indeed in the low 60s, 62 overall. 0 to 1 playstyles is not great. A high attack and work rate, but 68 pace, 63 defending, 62 physical. He's only 5'7", and doesn't have amazing strength, but does have very good stamina for such a young age. He could be a very, very good right wing back. So let's get him onto right wing back, and then let's choose a specific area to focus on and grow. But I think just in terms of that combination of pace, defending, and physical, he could be really, really good. A good defensive option, I would say. We've got Billy Williams in here, a 6'4" centre-back. 0 to 2 playstyles, high defensive work rate. And then 1 to 4 playstyles for Nathan Dickinson. Medium. 58 overall, 67 to 87. Those guys don't look quite as impressive, but we could have something there in Jake Walters. I do like the look of him. So, Burnley's going to be the final fixture that we take on in this episode. It looks like we have Burke Reeser back from injury already. I don't imagine he's going to be fit enough to start against Burnley, but he should at least be on the mend. Let's bring Alex Lowry back into the side. Let's put Garbett down into the reserves for this game. Tavide is not really getting an opportunity at the moment, but Josh Sargent is our main striker, and Dane Scarlett is playing so well off the bench. Let's take a look at Burnley's team. Foster was another player that we had our eye on. They've got Clivert on the right and Ramsey on the left, so they've got some good attacking players there. Chaleta Carr as well at centre-back, so Burnley don't have a bad team at all. So it could be a tough test here. We are at Redmont Arena, so we do have home advantage. And we eke out a 0-0 draw. I don't hate that at all, though. A win, a loss, and a draw in this episode. With fixtures against Manchester United, Sheffield United, and Burnley. I think 4 points from that episode is a very good return indeed. Especially when we got such a good return in the first episode as well. Was it the same return? A win, a loss, and a draw? In the first episode? It could well have been. Let us take a look at the standings then. We do hang around in mid-table. Just a place above Bournemouth and a point above Bournemouth. Sheffield United not having quite as much luck as us to begin the season, but still not a terrible start for them. A terrible start for Liverpool, though, who are languishing in the relegation zone without a win after 5 games on only 2 points. Incredible to see. Only early stages, though, of course, but 2 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses so far. Only 4 goals scored, 7 goals conceded. So we do have a -3 goal difference. But I mean, losing 4-0 is going to do that for you. So that's where we stand in the table. Let's have a look at where we stand in terms of fixtures coming up. So we actually lost against... Oh, we had a cup game, of course. That was one of the 3 games that we played in the first episode of Season 5. So a win, a loss, and a draw in this episode. We've got Bournemouth to take on in the next one, so that could be a good fixture to play. We do have Burton Albion in the Carabao Cup as well, and then West Ham at home. So I do think playing Bournemouth would be the best game to play in the next episode, so we will crack on with that. Try and progress to the next round of the Carabao Cup, but we will be quick simming that game, obviously, and playing a rotated 11, and then just seeing what we can do against West Ham in the next one. So we'll look forward to that in the next episode. As always, I hope to see you there. Take it easy.